Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Jim Pettit, CEO and President of Aben Resources. Best of the season, Jim.
Thank you very much. Same to you, Jim.
So what's happening at Aben as we get near the end of the year?
Well, we've just put out our final news release for the program this year. It has the wrap-up of the balance of the holes, basically holes 37 to 45. As we moved away from the north boundary zone. It wrapped up a little bit disappointing in that we didn't have the high-grade hits that we saw in the earlier holes. Everything was mineralized, but to a much lower extent, let's call it that, where you'd have maybe a half a gram up to 3 grams on the high side in a hole. You get some pretty broad zones. Rather than having those half or the 10 meters of 38 grams, which gets everyone excited, you'd have 10 meters of, or we have 5, 6, 7 meters of maybe 5 grams, that sort of thing. What we do realize is the mineralizing event is there and it's broad, and it does go up and down. We've got a lot of data to work with. We've got a lot of analysis to go through and a lot of pierce points into that north boundary hole that are really going to help with the 3D modeling and all the oriented core drilling that the technique that we're using is going to really help to determine the orientation and structure. That is very vital in this environment that we're finding out. Get a handle on the structure and it'll make your life a lot easier. One of the issues we had this year that became evident was the lack of drill pad locations, because our amendment to the drill pad locations we had from the previous year went in early this year, and we never got back the approval or disapproval. It just got lost in the ether for a while there, and it normally takes 90 days. We should have had it well before our drilling started. We got off to a great start. We raised money. We did raise, we ended up with about $7 million in the treasury at that point in the program, and we extended it to up to 10,000 meters. That's more than double. But we were still worried about pad location. We only had 9 from last year, and what we finally found out after we finished drilling was they didn't issue any more permits because of the intense fire season this year. They didn't bother telling us. They didn't send us any info, but that's what we have found out. It's there. It's ready to go. There's 40 new pad locations. Would have been good to have them this year, because when you're limited off of those existing pads, you don't necessarily get the right angles you want, because we really wanted to try to extend in detail that north boundary zone. We did get it to a certain extent. But if we had the new pad locations lined up and ready to go, we may have had a better chance, but we also would have had other targets to work with. And I think the takeaway here is the amount of data we've got is going to help tremendously. And we do have these new pad locations that we're lining up for next year based on the fact that we didn't get to some of these new locations. We did get to the south boundary zone this year. We put 3 holes in because we did have a pad located there from last year, which we never got to last year. So there's lots of expansion potential there, and there are other targets in the boundary zone, the general boundary zone. You've got an area that's 2 kilometers wide and 4 kilometers long, and we're in an area of concentrated in an area of about half a kilometer, with the exception of the south boundary zone. So we've got lots to do going forward.
For people new to Aben, what are you all about?
Well, we are a gold exploration company. We've got a project in the Golden Triangle, which is our flagship property. It's a large project located right on a big structural feature, which is vital for that area. As far as discovery models go, it's tremendous in that we're right in between this major structural feature and this contact between these 2 horizons that they've been proven to be vital for discovery. So we couldn't ask for a better location. We've also got a project up in the Yukon. I've done a little bit of work there this year in terms of trenching. and excavating, and we've got analytic work back now. I should be able to release those, I guess, in the next week or so, which is right into Christmas, so maybe it's going to be after the New Year. But it's, we've had some really good-looking success. I haven't seen the assays or anything yet. That could be momentarily, but there was in the trenching and in the soils and that around it, there was a lot of coarse and visible gold. So it bodes well. We think we've got the extension of the Three Aces down, which is on the Golden Predator property there. Lots to look at there, lots of potential going forward. And then we've also got the Chico property in Saskatchewan, which is moving forward this year. We had a setback last year, but I think we're going to get in there this year with the help of the natives. And we just reached out a little broader, got everybody together, and I think we're good to go. That project is tied onto the southern extent of SSR's project. They're drilling 40,000 meters of drilling in total between the Santoy, the CB, and then their Fisher properties to the south, because they're looking to increase the exploration potential of the area and add to their resource.
Jim, where are you traded, and where can people get more information about Aben?
We are traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol ABN. We're on the OTCQB under ABN AF. We're also in Frankfurt, E2L2. They can get us at abenresources.com, or contact directly to the office, 604-687-3376.
Jim, thanks a lot for the update, and best of the season.
Thank you very much, and same to you.
My guest has been Jim Pettit, CEO and President of Aben Resources. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on December 17th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.